Angry guy here, and women are furious that men won't approach them anymore. Guys, if you're enjoying this content, please help get this channel to 100,000 subscribers in our journey to 2 million by subscribing to the channel if you already haven't, liking the video, and turning on notifications to never miss another video ever again. Now let's begin. Women are furious that men won't approach them anymore. Let's just go ahead and jump into the first video.
Fucking bandwagon to like, you hate men. What is the fucking goal of this? What is the point of this? Because you know what you guys are doing? You're ruining it for the women who do want to be approached. You're ruining it for the women who are shy and do want that guy to come up.
So, of course, guys, you have women now who are literally furious about what's happening because they realize that men are done. Men are no longer approaching them. Men are no longer going to take the risk. And of course, there are some women, the feminists, who are celebrating this because these women don't want men and women to have healthy relationships. The goal of feminism was to destroy the relationship between men and women, to destroy the family, and to, move society into a socialist, communist, and eventually Marxist direction, because many of these people are extinctionists. And, this is the reality. Women don't realize that they didn't gain liberation. In reality, it was literally signing up for something that would lead to your own destitution and your own hardship. And they didn't realize this. Feminism was a scheme and a scam. And of course, they're going to blame men for feminism. I guarantee you that women will blame men for feminism. They will say that men are the ones responsible for it. Men are the ones who conceived it. Men are the reason why women needed it in the first place. But men are the ones who ultimately pioneered it and funded it. I'm telling you, when women end up in extreme, terrible state as a result of feminism, they're going to blame men for feminism, because women don't take responsibility or accountability for anything that they've done. And all they know how to do is blame guys. And it's not going to work out for them. It's not going to save them, because, women who actually go through things, they don't call themselves victims. They call themselves survivors. But modern women, they have basically monetized being powerful victims. But if you never learn how to overcome hardship and how to pull yourself back up and avoid the victim mentality, then you will always be a victim. But guys, let's continue watching these videos.
So it's been brought to my attention that men no longer want to come up to women anymore due to sex allegations, women being just so rude and disrespectful, and rejection. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know men didn't want to come up to women anymore. I'm barely finding this out. Why do women choose to cuss guys out when they come up to them and approach them? I have no idea. I apologize for that. But there's just too many fine men. And if it takes me, the women, having to come up to you guys and shooting my shot, saying what's up, being the big stepper, then I'll just have to do that. And I'm going to just start coming up to you guys and shooting out compliments and see where it takes me. So if I start coming up to y'all in the grocery store and I say, "Excuse me, sir, you are just so sexy," I want a response. Okay, I don't want none of that shy stuff.
Now, guys, men know that we're not allowed to do this. This is insane, guys. It's like, men know that this is no longer appropriate. This is not behavior that you should engage in after M2. And yet, here's what women are doing now. They see that men are avoiding them. Men are not speaking to them. Men are no longer approaching them. And now they're walking up to men and they are harassing men, giving men these unwanted comments, telling them that they want to be physically intimate with them. That's basically what they're saying. And it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Like, hey, bro, you're just so hot. I want to make babies with you. Like, imagine if a man walked up to a woman and said something like that to, like, hey, miss, you're so attractive. Come on, guys. This is crazy. Like, this is the level of desperation that we are now in. And it's like, these women, they're deeply in their masculine. Like, what did they expect? Men are not going to respond to these women. They're going to just walk away from them. They're going to ignore them. They're going to keep it moving. It's like, it's a complete and utter joke. Like, what are they even thinking right now?
No male should ever approach a woman in a parking lot, ever.
If I have somebody sitting in the back seat and some guy sees it before I get to my car and he goes, "Excuse me, ma'am," there's somebody in your backseat, don't get in your car.
Nope.
She did a couple of things that makes me think that this is a setup. Like, one, she overreacted, provided no information. She's really hyped up. She's got the setup, the camera. She references a book, and now she's giving steps.
But my wife said something interesting later on too when she thought about it. She said, "I bet you if that man would have been a guy, without knowing about him being homeless or a panhandler later, just from the first video, I bet you if that would have been an attractive man in a suit, I bet you she wouldn't have reacted like that."
She probably wouldn't have.
But the instructions were all men. So a man in a nice suit was like, "Excuse me, miss."
So she's going to screech at him.
Do not approach me. Do
Like, do you see this, guys? And then you wonder why men are no longer helping. Like, there are videos of women, like, you know, getting in trouble at the gym where they need help, and men are not. They're like, "Hey, help! Could someone come and help me?" Hey, and guys are just standing there doing their workouts and are completely ignoring them. Like, nope, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. There was a case where a woman was in trouble, and she basically ended up like upside down at the gym, and she thankfully had her Apple Watch with her, and she was able to call for the police, and the police had to come and rescue her. No gym bros were going to come to her rescue. The gym bros were like, "Nope, we're not going to help you. We are not going to get in trouble. We are not going to get mixed up." Guys, you literally have women calling men, first responders, broke boys, police officers, broke boys, firefighters, broke boys, sanitation workers, broke boys. Leave those jobs alone. So guess what? You're going to have more and more men leaving those jobs alone. More and more men refusing to go out and become police officers, refusing to become firefighters, refusing to become sanitation workers. And the only thing that's going to do is going to make the streets more dangerous. It's going to result in more catastrophe in society when fires break out and and men are not there to put them out. And that's going to be more property loss, property damage, and it's only going to lead to rent. You know, if you think inflation is bad now, it's only going to get worse. If you think prices are bad now, it's only going to get worse because we're seeing record numbers of thefts in the United States. So in addition to inflation pushing things higher, thefts are also pushing the cost of things up as well. So that's another big thing. And then sanitation, men not wanting to work in sanitation, it's going to make the streets dirtier. So no one's going to want to live in these places. And even despite all of these things, women are just going to turn around and say, "Men, you guys are just terrible. You guys are just terrible." And guys, I'm telling you, when things start to get bad and start to collapse in Western society, there are going to be a lot of women who begin following men overseas. As men begin going overseas, establishing new lives and communities overseas, women are going to follow behind them. They're going to get on planes and begin following the men overseas and writing articles online, telling other women how they can start a new life overseas and take advantage of these opportunities. And they're going to start talking about misogyny and all this other stuff. I kid you not, saying that, like, you know, the passport kings, this is like, it's misogyny because this is a great opportunity for women to make money and to come up, and men are exclusively trying to hoard this lifestyle for themselves. And here's how women could do it. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Like, I'm telling y'all, they are going to start following us around the world. And they're going to be like, "Oh, we don't care about you. We don't care about you." And so why are you following us? Why are you moving into our communities? We can live wherever we want to live. We can live wherever we want to live, okay? We don't need you. We don't need you. The funny thing is they won't have any men to provide for them. And the men in those countries are not going to deal. They can't provide for them. So what are these women going to do? They're going to be approaching us overseas. They're going to be approaching men overseas, and it's so sad because you don't have a ton of guys overseas right now. You don't have as many guys that are able to do this type of life, become passport kings. So they're going to be approaching the men over there, and it's going to feel like a bit overwhelming because you're going to have all these women that are approaching these men that are literally overseas because they don't want to deal with Western society or have relationships with people from Western society. And it's like they just cannot take a hint. They just cannot take a hint. Guys, if you're enjoying this content, please help get this channel to 100,000 subscribers by subscribing to the channel if you already haven't, liking the video, and turning on notifications to never miss another video ever again. Women are furious that men won't approach them anymore. Guys, what do you think about everything we discussed here today? I want to know your thoughts regarding this and your feelings on this. If you agree that men are just not going to come back to that, men are done and they're walking away, and that's it, and women are going to have to deal with that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and we'll discuss it further there. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away. And cheers.